How many full games does a college coach need in order to make a decision on you? And does it matter what club level you are playing? I'm the College Soccer Guy. I help you play college soccer. Let's ask a college coach right now to see what they think.
How many times would you like to see them in person before making a, say, official visit? And how many of those would be at an ID camp and how many of them would be at a showcase?
I mean, I don't think that there's even a set amount at all, because internationals, I don't really ever get. I think one of the internationals that we have coming in this year, we saw play in person. But obviously, like, if we're not going to be able to see you play in person, we want to see game film, like a full game, or
how many full games? Let's take an American. My audience are American.
1 to 2. I think
2 full games.
1 to 2 full games is enough for her to be able to make a pretty good decision, assuming she watches them and she's busy. But just keep listening, because she says a couple good points here.
At that point, I should be able to. I feel like I personally will be able to gauge my interest personally.
Now, let's say it's 1 to 2 full games from Eastern RL. Would that be enough?
So the reason I was asking about ECNL RL is I know ECNL is the highest level. I know Girls Academy is like a good level. And I know that below ECNL RL, she doesn't really do a lot of recruiting. She's more than willing to. She explained that if I like your video at those levels, I'll still recruit you. But that typically most of her players are in the region of where she lives and are playing ECNL RL, GA, or ECNL. So that's why I wanted to get specific and ask, what about ECNL RL full game? Do they have the same weight?
I think I think like based off of highlights and game film, I should be able to gauge. You might not be your best game. You might not win the game, right? You should probably send a game where it was your best game and you won. But you want to find, I think that you just kind of, at that point, I should be able to know.
So the reason that this coach is so amazing is she's like, I should be able to know what level you are. So if you can get her to watch the video, which is very different than just being able to send the video, but if you can have a discussion with her many times before and say, I'm not going to be able to come to your camp, or I'm working on coming to your camp, here's a full game video. May I ask if you believe I'm a good fit for your team, or may I ask if you're recruiting my position for the class of so-and-so? And she goes, look, I watched it. She can give you an honest opinion. Now, she'll probably still want to see you at camp. She explained earlier that even the players she recruits, meaning like get an offer on the team, she still wants to see them at camp because they want them on campus and they want to see them as well. So then here I think is really important. So then she talks about, how does it work when it comes to camp? So just listen to this.
But sometimes the player may not play minutes. Sometimes you might get distracted by another player.
So I'm saying now, let's say you've gone to a showcase, right? And you couldn't watch her. So let's actually back up and go, this is an important point. So she'll go like this. Based off of the film, she thinks she should be able to watch you. But, if I can see you in her region, then she thinks she can make an opinion on you. And then I have a little argument with her. Not an argument, a discussion.
Okay. If you are from the Southeast and I'm at all of your like if you are playing in these ECNL showcases that are in Florida.
Okay, ECNL showcases. She didn't say NPL, she didn't say DPL, she said ECNL.
Or in Greensboro, Virginia, wherever they are. If they are...
Wherever they are, as in locally to her. Virginia's local-ish, Florida's local-ish. She's not going to California. Not to say she doesn't want to play from California. She mentioned that a player flew from Indiana to her ID camp, and that shows a lot of commitment. But she's looking locally first.
In this area, and I know you're going to be there and I'm going to be there, I'm going to make an effort to go if I'm genuinely interested. It will be on my schedule to go.
If I'm genuinely interested, I'm going to try and come to your game. The reason this is an important caveat is she may be able to go to the game. Yes, she's going to try, but you're not the only girl who's emailing her. So she's going to pick the girl she thinks is the most capable. And I kind of push her on that note.
But sometimes the player may not play minutes. Sometimes you might get distracted by another player. You might have to go to the bathroom and you miss their opening goal. Things happen. So I guess the follow-up question as we're in this process is, particularly with the kids that we're with, what can happen is they send you a message and you're not able to come to their game, or you come to their game and their team doesn't have the ball the whole time, which also can happen. So that would lead us to, for you, how much percentage weight do you put on an ID camp? Do you go, hey, it was great to see you at an ID camp, but you know what? I needed to see you at a showcase and too bad, I got to see you at a showcase. Or do you go, at an ID camp, I can make a decision or close to one?
I think I put a lot of weight on an ID camp. One, it shows that they're very interested. I told you earlier we had one from Indiana, very I think she's flying in. We've had other players fly in. And that to me right off the bat shows a genuine interest in Wingate.
Genuine interest. So she's saying by flying all the way, by driving all the way, by coming at all, by paying me to come to the camp, I know you're genuinely interested. It's a way for her to measure that you actually like the school, because she doesn't want you to go to the school unless you're going to like the academics also.
If I'm on the fence about a player after Wingate, one, they probably caught my eye at the ID camp if I'm on the fence about them, which is still a good thing. But I'm going to want to see them play in person. So a player that I may not be able to go see that's from California, how can I still show my interest for them? They came to one ID camp. That's in my thought process is, can I watch more film on them? And can we get them to attend another ID camp?
So they might need to see you at 2 ID camp. That is not out of the question, which is to say their ID camps are not every day. Okay, they spread them out. They have an ID camp in the fall, in the winter, in the spring, in the summer. But let's say you're a junior and they go, well, we need to see you 2 more times. And there's another camp on the same day. You may not be able to go do both camps. Furthermore reason why you should start in 8th and 9th freaking grade.
And if both of those happen, then I think at that point I have to make a decision, because I don't want to waste their time and I don't want to waste my time. So
Lovely. Incredible. Okay, so then the last piece to this is I've been asking kind of a lot of questions for the purpose of my audience. From people that don't know Wingate and maybe don't know Katie, what is it like? I can tell you the immediate audience that I have would go, it's a D2 program. I don't know a lot about Wingate. I've obviously mentioned that the facilities are incredible and you're a great coach. What else would you want people to know? Not so much about the city or things of that nature, but specifically the soccer team, that you would go like, hey, if you're a high level player that otherwise wouldn't have considered Wingate, what is it that you think they should know?
Wingate University. If you're looking to study exercise science, biology, nursing, business management, I would say that those are some of our probably top majors university-wise. Small school in Wingate, North Carolina, 45 minutes outside the city. Program-wise, with women's soccer, I think that our facilities, we have a field house that we share with men's soccer. We have incredible facilities.
It's incredible. Oh my gosh.
It is. It's a 2-story building, field house. Right outside my window right here is our game field stadium. Behind it's our practice field. As a athletic program, we finished ranked 4th in the Learfield Cup this year, which is how they rank all Division II athletic programs across the country, ranked 4th. So all of our athletic programs, very good. It's a lot of fun to go out and watch any of the other teams play. When we get into like conference tournament and NCAAs, like everybody's playing in it. It's really fun to go out and support. Wingate this year and last year, we hosted the Final Four and the championship of the NCAA tournament. So even us getting to go, maybe we didn't make it that far this year, but we were able to go out and support or watch the other teams play in it. And then we went 14-4-2, I think, on this past season. So obviously a very good record for us. We don't allow a whole lot of goals. We score a lot of goals. I think as a program, this next season is going to be very good for us. I think that we'll do fairly well this season. So
awesome.
I'm excited for it.
And then let's, if it's okay with you, I know we'll end here in a minute, is as we're doing this process, I want to reiterate, like, going to the NCAA tournament's a really big deal. I've been on the campus of Wingate, so I'm a bit biased. But when we're looking at, say, your school in particular, how impressed would you be if a young girl said, hey, I watched your team play, whether it be in person or online, in their email to you? Would you be like, oh, nice? Or do you not care?
Yeah. No, I definitely care. I think that again shows a genuine interest for our program. Emails like that catch our eye. If you're throwing in little parts about Wingate, you don't have to, when it's a first initial email, I think, again, it's, in a sense, it's a business, right? Like, you guys are trying to find schools that show interest in you. We're trying to find players that we think that would be good fits for our program. So if you're throwing in 1 or 2 things about Wingate in any way, I think that's obviously not going to be hurtful in any way. It can only help you.
Awesome. Okay, two more things. Let me show you this. This is a game that Wingate played. I believe this was last year in the tournament, correct?
That was in 2023. Sorry, 2024. Sorry, goodness, 2022.
That was before you were there.
Yes.
I want to know if I can find.
At least so, yeah.
2021. Darn. If I wanted to find a full game, would I have to go on ESPN?
No, all of our games are streamed through like a website that's the South Atlantic Conference pays for.
Do they show the replays though, like the old games? Like if I wanted to watch a full game from a year ago.
Potentially, like that Belmont Abbey game is from 2023 right there. Those are our highlights. So if you see right there, it shows like Flow FC, like everything is streamed through Flow.
Okay. So it's a little bit difficult.
It's a little bit more difficult because you have to pay for Flow, so it is a little difficult to watch some of our games.
It'd be difficult. Let's say like I wanted to compliment your team. Now, having said that, let's say I'm a student. I'm watching your video. We can say right here, here's our back three. Is that fair to say? Mm-hmm. Here's our back three. They're in white. And just as a tip for everybody, if you don't know what color they're in, just fast forward to a goal and you'll see who's celebrating. And then you'll know. So there's a back three. And you can already tell, and I'm going to give my insight and give yours. Right here in this moment, most teams, I say most, that's not nice. Some teams would kick this ball far away, but you can see how intentional this is. This is through many lines into a striker's feet, basically. Which already I could just say, and you would know better because you're the coach, but there's clearly an emphasis on passing to, there's clearly a model in place versus pressure's coming to us, let's kick it far away because we're scared and hopefully something good comes of it. So just in one sequence, and this is exactly what you would look here. It is again, this center back's clearly very good with her feet. So you're recruiting somebody like her. Here's a slightly longer ball, but it's clearly to their feet. I mean, what a fantastic sequence. So this is awesome for people to watch. Wingate is a very good soccer playing team, which means, and this is something that I see often, I'm sure you do too, particularly in the women's game, which I'm not a woman, so I'm a little bit outside of the spectrum of it. But youth soccer games have a lot of what we call jungle ball, right? So it's bing, 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 bing. And then hopefully one girl says, but I'm going to pass. And the emphasis on that. So that would bring me to one last thing with you, Katie. Do you have an ID camp coming up? And if so, or is there something in the immediate future, say this podcast is going to go out in a few weeks, is there something that you want people to know about date-wise?
We will have an ID camp coming up. It's not scheduled. I was actually just talking to our men's coach about it today. So that'll be released on our social media. So Wingate Women's Soccer is our social media account at Wingate Women's Soccer.
What if the girls tag you in their highlight videos? Would that be nice?
Yeah, you could tag me. Tag Wingate Women's Soccer. You definitely can.
Do you monitor that page or who monitors that?
I have access to it. Our SIDs have access to it. So somebody has access. I have access to it. I guess that's initially. I guess that's what your question is, and that's I do have
mainly
access.
To go. Would it be helpful if a girl let's say she's posting highlight videos and she wants to go to Wingate, tagging you would be beneficial.
It can't hurt. It's not. Okay. If I don't see it, then I don't see it. But if I see it, then great, you've caught my eye. So
cool.
Obviously, I wouldn't overdo it by any means. But I don't think that it initially hurts you at all.
Awesome. Okay, Miss Katie, that is kind of that is the end of the interrogation. Thank you very much. And now stop recording. Katie, thank you. I appreciate that. The reason I was interruptive and semi-aggressive is mainly I'm listening for sound bites where I'm like, how is this going to get received when I post it per se? So I hope I wasn't too aggressive.
No, definitely not.
If you want more help in this college soccer process, you can give me a call. Links in the description. Make sure to like and follow, subscribe to the YouTube page. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, please drop a rating so that way more people can get access and I can help you all play college soccer. I'm really excited to talk to you all very soon. And if you want more help, like I said, just give me a call. Talk soon. Bye.